both smart and wise, and he was from humble origins but rose to success. To him, it was not about living in style, it was about doing what he loved. And continuing the pursuit of knowledge, and most of all, being with the people he adored. His family not only contains his 7 children and 11 grandchildren, but the city itself. He made everything better and is the best grandfather, husband, father, and mayor anyone can ever have.
Wonderful. You were listening there to Mayor Bob Lanier's granddaughter, and as she heads back to her seat there with her grandmother there, with her hand on her back, we saw her, the granddaughter, becoming a little emotional as they handed Mayor Bob Lanier's wife a flag there just a few moments ago. And it is a packed house there, as we all remember former Mayor Bob Lanier today.
Let's go ahead and get to anchor in this field, Sharon Melton, live there with much more. Sharon?
You've seen inside the love and the outpouring of so much support and admiration for a man who meant so much to so many people. And we've also talked about the impact he made on the city, as you've mentioned and I mentioned earlier at the top of the show. But he was also a family man, somebody that people could come to at any time. And you can see already out here, they're getting ready, of course, with the honor guard and the flowers to remember him in a very special way. As we go back inside and we look more at this service, we can tell you that people we talked to before they went into the service talked about this man with so much admiration. And as you can hear, getting emotional, if you want to just listen into that just for a quick second.
When Papa found out I was to be called Clayton, he was so happy. It turns out that's what everyone called his dad. So we formed a particularly strong bond from the day I was born. My papa was a kind and gentle man who loved his family more than anyone else. We had regular lunches together on Saturday that became known as the family lunch. He said he always looked forward to them and that they were the highlight of his whole week. We talked about everything from and nothing in particular at these lunches. As you know, he certainly had the gift of gab. When he spoke to you, he had a way to make you feel like you're the most important person in the whole world. He listened with such intensity, you knew he really cared about your thoughts and feelings and what you had to say. Even though we're a large family, he always made an effort to check in on everyone and keep up with all the important events we had going on in our lives. He was so proud of each of us and had no problem letting us know that. My cousin Judy is graduating from Texas A&M with a bachelor's degree in business and is going to tour South Africa in a couple days actually, so that's pretty cool. He was so proud of her for that accomplishment. My cousin Mitchell just enlisted in the Army, and he wants to end up being an MP, and my papa thought that was awesome. He said he thought it would fit him good because of his intellect and leadership skills. And he really valued education. Jesse's a freshman right now in College Station, and he's like super proud of her. My brother Carlton and I are juniors in high school still. He would always talk to us about school and sports. Like the Rockets, he loved the Rockets. I remember he told us he would get season tickets every year, so courtside. He knew all the players' names, their stats, and how everyone was playing on any given weekend. He could recall facts that I don't know how he did it. He was quick to compliment them when they were excelling, just as quick to express understanding, compassion when they were not at their best. Yes, my grandpa did demand excellence, not only from himself, but from those around him. But he had a way of making you want to excel for him. You didn't want to disappoint him. His kindness and encouraging words were very motivating. My papa loved the arts and music in particular. I remember my parents used to tell me the story of when he left the wedding reception 23 years ago singing What a Wonderful World, which just got played. And I've heard stories that, like, when he was mayor, he would always hum around City Hall. He loved singing, I remember that. So I guess it's no surprise to anyone here how much he loved to hear my cousin Brent serenade him, and he was brought to tears when he heard him sing. Frequently, as our Saturday lunches came to close, we would sing You Are My Sunshine. Collectively, as he got into his car to go back home, he requested that Brent climb into the back seat with him and give him an a cappella performance of a showpiece of his choice. It was a special time together. Papa was so good at that, making each one of us feel important and so loved. I know you've all heard the phrase, heavy is the head that wears the crown. But I'm not sure that applied to my grandpa. I think he slept well at night, knowing we, his whole family, loved and appreciated him as much as he loved and cherished us. We were so proud of him, not for his accomplishments or his generosity. For that we were very thankful. But we were proud of him and loved him for his kindness and his gentleness of spirit. We were proud of the love he freely and unconditionally gave to his family. So, Papa, we will surely miss you, but we know in our hearts we will see you again someday. And until then, we will all continue to make you proud. In closing, let me share one last thing that our grandpa instilled in each of his grandchildren, embodied in his spirit, and I believe sums up the way he lived his life. Dreams are possible, hope exists, friendship is of the essence, love matters, and family is the greatest gift of all. Thank you.
And you've been listening live to one of the grandsons of Bob Lanier. Definitely, as you can see, an emotional time for this entire family. Between the tears and the laughter and the joy, what everyone is sharing, of course, is their love for this man who meant so much to a lot of people. And even talking about, just for a moment, the sports that he loved. In fact, he used to write to some of the players for some of the teams, the Astros and the Rockets, just to give them encouragement when they were playing games. That's the type of person he was. And that's the type of person so many people remember. Not only the love for the city that he had, the love for the sports team, the love for his family, the love for his friends, the love for everyone. And of course, you can watch more of this and more of the live funeral on our website, ABC13.com, and our digital channel for yourselves as well. Reporting live here in West Houston, Sharon Melton, 13, Eyewitness News. Back to you in the studio.
Okay.